Alright, I think we're online. Hey everybody, welcome aboard. Captain Mike here. Today we're going to run a Southwest Airlines flight, flight number 203 with nonstop service from Birmingham Shuttlesworth into Chicago's Midway. In the real world, they did this ride in an hour and 42 minutes. We're going to see just how close we can come to that. I just got in the aircraft. It's cold and dark. I'm just getting started, so it's going to take a little while before we get out of here. But it's early Saturday morning, and I don't have anything else to do, so let's have some fun. Alright, I've got my low data sheet. You should have it up there on the right. Let me give you the Captain's CDU as well. If I get my fat finger in there. Alright, let's get going. DC battery selected to bat. DC battery switch is on guarded. Standby power is auto guarded. Alternate flaps are off guarded. Fuel pump switches are off. Wipers are set to park. Hydraulic pumps electric 2 and 1 are off. Landing gear is down. We've got 3 green and 3 green on the aft overhead. We've got tests for the weather radar. Master caution reset. Fault in up. And overheat fire. Alright, we are good. Ground power is available. Let's get on ground power and confirm with the AC selector. And let's get set for unconditioned air here. Alright, galley power is on. IRS selectors to nav. Emergency exit lights are armed. Air conditioning, and the temperature back there is fine. Let's enter our present position here. We are at KBH. Let me bring up my sheet here. M. And we'll take the left GPS, put that in there, and then compare with what's in the database for. And those numbers look pretty close, so the IRS looks pretty good. Alright, let me get a little bit of brake pressure there. And our flaps are up, up, and up. We're going to give them the logo and position lights. Brake pressure is looking good. Alright. That's going to take care of the originator flight. Now let's move on to our pre-flight. Leading edge devices test. Service interphone is off. Reversers are extinguished. EEC switches are now on guarded. Crew oxygen is 14,000. Passenger oxygen is normal guarded. Flight recorder test. Mach speed 1 test and 2. A little too early for stall warning. We'll come back to that. 3 green on the landing gear. PSCU is out. Let's check our oxygen flow. Get my finger in here. Alright, and lights test. Okay. Alright, flight controls A and B are on guarded. Alternate flaps are off guarded. Spoilers A and B are on guarded. Your damper is on. VHF nav is normal. IRS is normal. FMC is normal. Source select is auto. Control panel is normal. Fuel temperature is fine. Crossfeed check. We're good. Fuel pumps are off. AC/DC panel is set. Equipment cooling, supply and exhaust is set for normal. Emergency exit lights are on. No smoking seatbelt sign is on. Window heat. And we'll run that test. CAT test. Wing and engine anti-ice are off. Hydraulic pumps electric 2 and 1 are off. We've got 3 entranceways open. Test, test, test on the flight data recorder. Pressurization panels all zeroed out. Temperature is nice and comfortable. And let's reset the master caution. Overheat test. And that looks good. We are set for unconditioned air. Today's ride is 350. And reset that for now. And check our outflow valve. Alright, that's back to auto, and we're going to use the right igniter for this ride, and our lights are good. Alright, let's get ATIS clearance and then program the flight management computer. Alright, ATIS is 119.4.
Instructions. VFR departures contact clearance delivery on
055 at 7, visibility is 10. We got fuel at 45, broken at 65, temp is 21, 2.16, altimeter is 3015. Alright. We're using runway 6. We have Sierra.
Altimeter 3015. Arriving and departing runway 636. Visual approaches in use.
And
altitude.
clearance on 125.675.
Read back all runway and hold short instructions. VFR departures contact clearance delivery on 125.675. Advise on initial contact you have information Sierra.
Birmingham clearance south. They just stepped on my transmission. Birmingham clearance Southwest 203, radio check. Birmingham clearance Southwest 203, looking for IFR clearance as filed to Chicago's Midway. We have Sierra. Hopefully we'll have a nice smooth ride. It'd be nice if I can get 2-3 rides in today. My back's been bothering me, that's why I haven't been in here.
Southwest 203 cleared to Midway. Radar vectors left. Then is filed. Climb and maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 35010 minutes after departure. Departure on 127.675. Squawk 5656.
Southwest 203 cleared to Midway via the radar vectors red. Then is filed. Climb and maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 350. 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 127.675. Squawk 5656 for Southwest 203. Alright, so we are good up to 4.
Southwest 203, read that correct. Grounded on 121.76.
And we've got 5656 on the squawk. And ground is 121.7. Alright, ATIS clearance. Let's program the flight management computer now. I could download this from SimBrief, but then those that may want to follow along to see how it's done, you wouldn't be able to see that. So, alright, so let's get started. So we're going to press the departure arrival button, go to departure. Did I put in my... Let's see. Yeah, that's it. Route. Give me the route. There we go. BMH, and we're going to KMDW. Fat fingers. Alright, company route is 203. So we have SWA 203. I don't know why it gave me that. Okay, that's it now. We've got runway 6, although I could do that from the departure page as well. Fat fingers. Alright, 6. We've got you on the way. And I can show you that on the chart here. So we're direct RHETT, and then on the back end we've got FISSK 6. And on the back end, in the real world, they're using 13 Charlie. And we'll do RNAV-Y. How about that? From Int'l. Alright, let's have a look at that. And we're looking at RH. Alright, ETT. And we've got RHETT. And we'll put you right there. B&A. And that's 3608. That's the one we want. Kurtz. Yes. And then we have Droz. That S. Yeah. And then Charlie. Right. Yep. And Gotney. And then FISSK. Oh. I thought FISSK was on the next page. Oh, you went too far. There we go. Alright, FISSK. Vec. Ozzy. Zumo. Halley. Int'l, and then we're on our way in. And then that should take us the rest of the way. And then the hold. Alright, let's have a look at that real quick. And we're swinging around, so we should have a nice view out that window coming into Chicago's Midway. And then the hold at 26. That looks pretty good right there. Alright, let's take a look at some charts. Let me give you... what do we have on the way out? It's 058. Alright, that looks pretty good. And 058 to 1500. Top altitude is 4. We cleared up to 4. So that looks pretty good on the way out. Let's take a look at the way in here. And we have MDW and we've got FISSK 6. And we get picked up right down here at Droz. So at Gotney, we need to be below flight level 180. So we put in Halley is 6. It's in already. And then we're heading to Aulick. And they didn't even put that in there. Alright, let's add that. Alright, Hallie Alec, and then Tinley Alec is going to be for. And Tinley, do the same. And then from Tinley, if we take a look at our approach into 6, oh, wrong airport. Right, no, right airport. What do we have on the way in? 6 is on the way out. 13C, 13 Charlie, RNAV-Y. Here's Tinley. Whoopla. Giggly. 2000 mandatory, below 210. Alright. Then Needy. Dude. And then we're on our way in, and then we have the hold. So that looks pretty good. Let me, one more time, make sure I didn't screw nothing up here. Got me. That looks pretty good. And then the hold. Oh, hey, Christopher, I didn't see you sneak in here. Zurich, Switzerland. Wow, yeah, you're a ways off. Now I'm in Boca Raton, Florida. Yeah, we're a ways off. For me, it's still early morning. Not even 11 a.m. yet. All right, let's get our weight, fuel, and all that stuff next. So let me swap out that screen, give you the load data sheet. Let me look at the same thing here. I'm going to have to write this down. And let's come back up here. Alright, what do we have here? Our payload is 36.8. Our zero fuel weight is 131.8. And our block fuel is going to be 20. Alright. Now, hopefully this is going to work. Let me give you the electronic flight bag. And I'm going to lose... Hey Jackson, how's it going? I'm going to lose the YouTube page here for a bit. I need the electronic flight bag for the mod. Hopefully this is still going to work. Alright, our fuel I said was going to be 20.0. Our payload is going to be 36.8. And we should have a CG 28.7, and we've got a zero fuel weight of 131.8. It's off by 43 pounds again. I have to go in there and do a little altering. I have the latest and greatest from Zibo-Mod in there, but I really didn't make any changes. So I'll lose those 43 pounds. Not that big of a deal. It's not going to bother anything. Alright, that's all looking pretty good. Let me give you back the load data sheet. And now the zero fuel weight I said was 131.8. Right, let's take a look at our final reserve. We'll get that in. Our final reserve plus the alternate is 72.65, so we'll go to 7.3. Our cost index this ride, as every ride I do, is 35. You can see there. Today's ride is flight level 350. Let's get our cruise winds. We're going to go to top of climb now. And the wind's 258 at 69. And what's our OAT is going to be 9. Alright, we're not going to derate. Our CG we said was 28.7. It's going to be a flaps 5 takeoff. Now the runway slope for 6 is up 0.3 with a heading of 058. Alright, let's get our runway winds. And we're looking at 080 at 5. Alright, our trim's going to be 450. This used to go nice and slow. There we go. Our engine out's going to be $150. Alright, that's all looking pretty good. We'll get our forecast in here. We are at flight level 350, so we use 20. We use 15, and we'll use 10 on the way down. And since we're down here, Chicago, we're looking at 30, 28, and 8. Alright, let's get out the stuff in here now. Alright, at 20,000, we're looking at 237 at 30. At 15,000, we're looking at 199 at 17. And at 10,000, we're looking at 215 at 15. Now, what we'll do now is come into our route. This I won't do though. These are our cruise winds. I'm just going to request that and let it put it in. But what you can do is if you want, you'll come through each one of these waypoints and you can put in the winds for each one of those items going through your load data sheet there. So, but we're not going to do that. Alright, let me have one more look, make sure I didn't screw anything up here. And we should have flight levels all the way through now. Coming around, coming in, and the hold. Alright, that is good. Now, let's see, did I miss anything here? Just coming up on 4 in the afternoon. Oh yeah, you guys are 6 hours ahead, right? Who's that, Unreal Grinder? It's hard for me to see, the text is so tiny on here. How's it going? Welcome aboard. And Droll Dreamer. Morning. Yeah, for me it's morning. That's true for a little while longer. Yeah, I always use XPlane for my night flights, and then I'll use MS 2024 in the future for my day rides. That gives me as real a look out the window as I can get with both setups. So, yeah, World Flight was pretty good though, and Duncan's Hamilton team did pretty well. They actually did better than what they were asking for the donation, so that was pretty cool. I don't ride in World Flight myself, but I do donate to Duncan. He's put out so much stuff for us full deck flyers, you know, so he won't take any money from me, so I give to his charity. So I get it to him one way or the other. Alright, we're all programmed here. Let's move on to the pedestal. And let me give you the charts again here. And let me look at the same thing here. Alright, let's come back to our departure airport. Let's take a look here. Now I'm in here by myself, so if I have an issue with the aircraft, all this is already going to be programmed in. So we're looking at, I shouldn't have touched that, that was at 650. Alright, that's set. 058. 58. Alright, 110.3. 110.3. And what was the decision height? Was it deuce? Yes. Oh, I'm on radio. Alright, so set. Alright, now we've got ground in here already, right? 120. And what do we have for tower? 121.7 is ground. Tower's 119.9. And departure 123.8. And let's get the last one in here. Alright, so the pedestal is set. I'll take terrain, position, data, airport, station. I'm on the master. You're on the slave. You can have weather, station, airport, data, and position. Alright, let me come back into here. And that's 450 and 150, 058. We're cleared up to 4. So that's all looking good. Nose wheel steering is normal guarded. Let's check out upper DUs. And I'm going to give you the systems. So when we run that, you'll be able to see lower DUs. Auto flight. Alright, primary flight display. Artificial horizon is level. Ground speed 0, 45 on the speed tape. V1 is 140. V2 is 150. I've got a heading of 058. Initial cleared altitude of 4,000. Decision height, if we have to come back, is 806. Local pressure is 3015. I have terrain on the nav display. And let's get the standby gauges set up here. It's going to be 3015. And that's all looking good. And want to set auto speed references auto. Reset the fuel flow. Let me have that. And rejected takeoff. Let me see, did it move that around? Yes, it did. Alright. We are good here. 450 on the trim, right? Alright, that's all good. You know what? I don't think you're going to need the CDU anymore. So let's dump that. And let's check our bottles. And we got a clean board. Cargo. And let's get that TCAS test done. That test is done. And let's check our stall warning. 1 and 2. Alright. That's all looking good. Let's get the doors buttoned up. Let's get the APU online. We've got fuel in the center tank this ride. Yeah, we pushed our clock, so we get darker a lot sooner now all of a sudden. Well, it seems like it's darker earlier in the day with this pushing the clock stuff. So... $30,000. Oh, how great is that? Unreal. Yeah, that's unreal, huh? $30,000? Ooh. That's great. Yeah, world flight's over now, Jackson. Patty Boy finished up yesterday. So, and Duncan made his quota and then some for what he wanted for his donation. So, that was pretty cool. All right, so let's see. Let's get the doors buttoned up. We'll call for push. APU is up. Let's get on APU power. We'll give that a minute, then we'll go on APU bleed. You know what? We don't really have an APU, so we'll go on APU right now. This way I can close out that page, and then I'll be back on YouTube for a while. Let me pause that. Let's bring up you. Let's get disconnected from the gate, and we'll call for push. They can wait on us. Ground services. Let's get disconnected there. Remove the chocks, the doors. Close those doors. And ground.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
All right. I don't think I need that anymore. And I should be back on YouTube now. Oh, but it's Birmingham Shuttlesworth. I just couldn't fit that entire word on there. It would have ran off the side of the setup that I have here. Yeah, so yeah. All right, we don't need that anymore. And we are on ground. Yes, yes. Let me give you the charts. Let me actually put the right chart up there.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed, and we're ready to connect.
Yeah, we're all buttoned up. We are on internal, and we're disconnected from the gate. So we are just about ready to get out of here. So today's ride, what do we have here? Today's ride is 568 miles. So they did this ride in the real world in an hour and 42 minutes. We're going to see just how close we can come to this. All right, looks like they're picking us up.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected. 5 past 10's inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
All right. A Birmingham ground Southwest 203 at gate 3. Ready for push and start with Sierra.
Southwest 203, Birmingham ground. Push and start approved. Tail northeast.
All right, so let's get the clock going. Let me get the brake off here.
Here comes the pushback. Line them up.
All right, we're on our way. Packs are off. Pressure's good. Anti-collision lights coming on, and we are starting number 2. For those that are online watching the ride today, if you're not one of my regulars, the night lighting that you're going to see out there is my night lighting edits. That's not from Laminar Research. I wasn't crazy about their lighting, so I kind of reworked them myself. And I'm using reshade along with my edits. So, but if you do like them, once you see them, we're in the air. There is a link down below to go grab them if you want to give them a try. I think they have over 11,000 downloads now. Pretty cool. And close. Auto. Pressure's good, and we're going to start number 1. And we got a clean board. Unless Zibo-Mod put out a new update, I'm using 4.03.1.
Just about done here, go and set your parking brake. And we're disconnecting tow. Give me just a moment.
And we've got runway 6 on the way out, so.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
All right. Here goes the tow. ATA, auto. Let me give you. And I will take that back. Let's have a quick peek. And that section is done. Exterior lights, we are good. APU is needed, it's off. Master caution recall, we got a clean board. Flaps are set for takeoff. Transponders TA auto. Weather radar is auto. And flight controls are free and clear. Alright, we're good to get on out of here. Birmingham ground, Southwest 203. At intersection Alpha 5. Looking to taxi to runway 6.
Southwest 203, taxi to runway 6 via Alpha. Contact tower on 119.9 when ready for departure.
Clear to taxi to runway 6 via Alpha. Contact tower 119.9 when ready for departure. Good night. All right, so we are good. We're going to make a right and come straight down. And let's switch that over. And we're out of here. Now, hopefully today we're going to have a better view out the window on the way into Chicago than we did yesterday coming in. Not one of my better landings, that's for sure. But I was surprised it didn't mess up the landing gear. I was a little high and I pushed it to get down quick. We weren't that fast, but probably could have flared a little bit earlier. We got Alpha all the way down. And then what I'll do is I'll get you a view out that right window where the map is. Being that we don't have a SID on the way out, we're just going direct. I got this ride in before my wife decided to go shopping, so if my wife leaves for shopping, I might be able to get back-to-back rides in. I may need lunch in between though, but I'm hoping to get at least 2 rides in today. Back is still bothering me a little bit, but good enough to get in here. I really haven't seen any traffic global aircraft on the move here the past couple of rides. I gotta see if anybody else is having issues. Or I may just need a new install or an update. I haven't checked for updates in a while, so that could be the case. Highway lighting out there looks pretty cool. I don't know how the camera's picking it up. Looks rather nice to me though, but I'm seeing it in 4K. Let me change the view for you here. Let me give you, how about that side view there? Let me have my charts. Birmingham Tower, Southwest 203, holding short, runway 6, ready for departure.
Southwest 203, Birmingham Tower, runway 6, winds calm, flight heading 060, cleared for takeoff.
Oh, they want me 60. Clear for takeoff, Southwest 203. All right. Alright, so we've got lights, engine start selectors, let me have auto throttle, we are good there, let me have you, TARA, let's have a quick peek, make sure I didn't miss anything here. Tenant notification is complete, did I do that? Maybe not. Engine start selectors to continuous, auto throttles arm, transponders TARA, auto parking brake release 40%, we're gone. Alright.
Approaching 6.
Alright, we'll get the thrust up to 40%.
On runway 6.
Stable. Toga. Thrust set. Airspeed's active.
80 knots.
Check. Throttle hold. We're stable through 80.
V1 rotate. Positive green.
Gear up. Going to departure 125675, Southwest 203. Good night. Departure Southwest 203 with you, climbing through 2800 for 4,000 inbound RHETT. Flaps 1, and let's hand it over. Okay. Clear direct RHETT up to flight level 200, Southwest 203. And we're looking at 9. You should have a pretty cool view out that right window. Oh, you know what? I didn't set that up. One thing I forgot to do. Let's see if I can get in there and do that now. I always have to set that camera up. Going to Birmingham approach on 123.8, Southwest 203. Good night. Birmingham approach, Southwest 203 with you, climbing through 5600 for flight level 200 inbound RHETT. See if I can do that here. I don't think so, but I'll give it a try. Yeah, the pressure's good. I don't think I can get my fingers in here. I really can't see those numbers either. I want that at 100, not 128. Come on. I think that's close enough. And apply that camera. Up to flight level 260, Southwest 203. Alright, 260. Not sure if that's got it. There's nothing to see up here anyway. Let me give you back the charts. And let me have the same thing here. And right now we're inbound RHETT. Alright, we're above 10. Alright, we're climbing up beautifully. The temperature is fine. Our oil pressure, temperature, quantity, vibrations all fine. N1, N2. We're looking pretty good. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at 549 miles to Chicago. We have 111 miles at top of climb. It's actually not that bad, so we're going to let them run around. That should be in range. And at RHETT, we should have 17.9 on the fuel. And we're at 18.3 right now. We should have 11.8 when we get in. So, we're looking pretty good. I'll go to Atlanta Center on 127.3, Southwest 203. Good night. Atlanta Center, Southwest 203, with you, climbing through 15,000 for flight level 260 inbound RHETT. Climb and maintain flight level 340, Southwest 203. All right. Oh, my wife's going shopping. Thought she left already. Let's go to standard pressure and have a quick peek. Let's see, all that's done. Altimeters, we're going to standard pressure, and then it's just monitor, 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 and then program the arrival into Chicago. Let's see, when do we get on that arrival chart here? FISSK, right? Well, we get on at Droz. And we got a little ways to go before we're on that chart. Siberia, not bad. Definitely a lot better than yesterday. My back's been bothering me the past few days. Got a very bad back, so it's kept me from flying the other day. Hoping to make up for it today. Get a few rides in here. Yeah, we're going to Chicago. Checking out my night lighting edits. Climb and maintain flight level 350, Southwest 203. So that puts us at cruise. What are we looking at here? Another 80 odd miles to top of climb. Still got over 500 to go though. Let's see, we're due in at 8:06. It's 6:50 right now, so got a little over an hour. And that'll put us an hour 32. We're about 6 minutes ahead of schedule right now. And we're climbing up beautifully. Before she left my meds on the desk. I better take them before she gets back, but she's going to be a while. So I'll wait till we get to cruise, and I'll pop out, take them, and pop back in. She's a stickler when it comes to my meds. Good thing, because I forget all the time. I need one of those things that blast the alarm every day. Puff, puff. Yeah, to be waiting to do a pee-pee test on the other end if I do puff, puff. Hey, Airsoft, how's it going? I'm doing pretty good. Not too bad. Well, if you see me in here, I'm usually having a pretty good day, so, which is pretty cool. Would be nice if I get a few more rides in, but my body just doesn't want to cooperate. But I'm hoping I feel good enough to maybe get 3 rides in today. It's early enough. Oh, did I miss you? Yes, you did. Oops. I should set that to automatic in the flight bag. Half the time I forget to look up. I'm busy chatting. Oh, you didn't miss much. I was hoping to get a good look at some of the night lighting edits that I did, but I really didn't get to see much on the way in. The weather just didn't cooperate, so I made a couple more changes, and we're going to have another look on the way into Chicago. Chicago should give us a good look. A couple of minor changes. Nothing big, though. And you should be 4. I'll go to Memphis Center on 120.8. Good night. Memphis Center, Southwest 203, with you, climbing through 29,300 for 35,000, inbound B&A. All right. I didn't see it, Airsoft. I didn't see that profile. I went looking in the comment section. I didn't see anything in there on that ride. Because I'd like to try that in the daytime. I've been fooling around a lot with the nighttime. I did a little bit in the daytime, got it to where it's okay, but really didn't do any fine tuning. But I didn't see that link, unfortunately. Or else, yeah, I definitely would have tried that. That should be coming into range. And what are we looking at? B&A. That's 15.5. We're 16.7 right now. We're looking pretty good. We're climbing up beautifully. All in all, it's been a pretty good run. No porpoising effect going on the way out. with Zibo-Mod. I think I'm using his latest 0.01, which is 403.01, unless he put out another update today. You don't have your profile uploaded anywhere to like XPlane12 or anything like that? Or it's something that you really didn't share with anybody? So once we pass Smyrna, we're going to be off this chart. And we still have over 200 some odd miles. I think over 300 miles before we get on that arrival. I don't know if there's a link down below that I have one in there. I'm not sure. I'd have to go take a look. Not sure if I have it on there because I have one email address which is just set up for online stuff, for grabbing stuff and giving it out. You know, once it gets too crazy, people just start posting a lot of garbage. Then I just get rid of the email and then just pop up another one. Yeah, I hear you. I've been tweaking since 1995. Never satisfied with what they put out. Oh, let's get some air in here. It's a little warm. There you go. I usually have the AC pointed at the computers to keep them cool, but every once in a while I got to bring it in here. So I don't have any windows in here. It would be way too hot in here if I put in windows. And then I think I would probably also get maybe some double glare. Some glare from the windscreen and then glare from the monitors themselves. 2011, yeah. I started in 1985. Back with Microsoft Flight Simulator for the Tandy 1000 computer. Long time ago. Matter of fact, that's when Radio Shack was still in business. That's when Bruce Artwick was big into flight simulation, and he sold it over to Microsoft, and I guess the rest is history. What are we looking at now? Oh, we got 295 miles top of descent. So we're under 300 miles top of descent. 466 to go. Oh no, this has been a great ride. And that's 30 minutes from the gate, 18 minutes from entering the runway. So, and we're not due in for a bit. Another hour and 10 minutes maybe. So that puts us at an hour and 40, and they did it an hour and 42. So we're pretty much right on the money as far as the time frame is concerned. And I'm going to jump out, take my medication real quick, and I'll be right back. Matter of fact, you don't need that chart. There we go. I'll let you have that one there. I'm going to go take my meds. I'll be right back. hate that med. Med makes me hack and cough. And that's what actually hurts my back too, because I get those pains in my lower back when I start coughing. That's how I end up hurting my back. Although this time, once again, I hate to say it, but I pulled my back sneezing. I think it's payback for when I was laughing at Doug Heffernan. I was watching King of Queens, and he was playing softball and did it. Now it's payback. My turn. Stink's getting old. We're under 200 miles. Will be on that chart now. And what are we looking at? 260 to top of descent. 432 to go. And that should be coming in range. And at BNA, we should have 15.8 on the fuel. Oh, I'm sorry, we should have 15.5. We're at 15.8 right now. No, it's one of those breather cans that I gotta do. I really should be doing a nebulizer treatment, but I do those and then I get like this. I have a mix that I have to put in the machine. I breathe that in for 20 minutes and then, whoa, man, I'm ready to walk up the walls. That gets me too freaking jittery. I could actually paint the house. Look, now my nose is going to run. Well, I'll be right back. I got to go blow my nose now. Oh, now I'm a bit winded. Whew. Alright, let's get that air off me now. Cool enough. Back to the computers. Alright, B&A. I said we should have 5 what? 5.6? Alright, we're at 5.6 right now. And that's looking pretty good. Pressure's good, temperature is good. Oil pressure, temperature, quantity, and all that's looking fine. EGT, N1, N2, vibrations. We're looking pretty good. And we are going to 6 now. And we're inbound Kurtz. All right, we've got another 400 miles to Chicago's Midway. So a little ways to go. Oh yeah, I've already tried skipping it. And I skip it, forget about it. I skip it, I end up having to take the Tylenol with codeine syrup, and then I got to do a treatment, and maybe 2. So yeah, not. I've tried that. So right now, we're pretty much in line with keeping the 142 time frame that they did in the real world. Matter of fact, I think that flight just landed not that long ago. Maybe 20 minutes, a half hour ago. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of stuff that I take. It's a big box like this. And that doesn't include the little can that I gotta suck on, and then the nebulizer machine and all that stuff. All from 9/11. Those are all my parting gifts from working at Ground Zero in New York. All right, that should be in range, and we are going 14 now. All in all, it's been a great run from the latest from Zibo-Mod. I haven't noticed any porpoising effect at all. So we'll check on the back end as well. Oh, thanks, Siberia. I appreciate that, but just doing what I was supposed to do. It's amazing how no one was prepared that day. Nobody. None of the agencies are ready for that. And they're starting to get a little laxed yet again because it's been so long. Not good. I tell you, these city and state agencies have a short memory. Because it's all about money. What a great run. No, I actually use PMDG, the 738 aircraft. I'll go to Memphis Center on 13385, Southwest 203. Good night. What'd she say, 133? I like that automatic. It puts in my standby frequency for me. I don't have to do it. Save a little wear and tear on the knobs. Memphis Center, Southwest 203 with you, 35,000 inbound Kurtz. I tried ProSim because I didn't have device interface manager at the time for my interface. That was still being worked on. And I tried ProSim, but with their 20-minute reset, it was really hard for me to try and get everything set up. So I tried their 30-day trial. I had it set up on a computer for about a week or two maybe. I was still working with it. I had a few items that I just couldn't figure out. My reversers wouldn't work. My engine start selectors, the solenoids wouldn't hold. So I had a few issues. And I couldn't get any answers from ProSim. Their online forum is locked down. So if you're not a paid customer, you're out, you don't get nothing. So I couldn't ask anybody in their online forums to get any help. So I only had ProSim back and forth with the emails, and it took them, I think, 3 or 4 days to get back to me. When I first started going through their manual, there was quite a few abbreviations that were in there. And I didn't understand what the abbreviations were. So I wrote them. I said, can you tell me what these abbreviations are? And I wrote out what they were. And the answer I got back, I kid you not, 3 days later was, are you ready? It depends on what you're using them for. Are you kidding me? I'm not looking at a mechanics manual. I'm looking at your PDF file. Are they your abbreviations? Are you kidding me? So, in the interim, between going back and forth with the email with them, I upgraded my computer to an AMD 7950 X3D. And what I didn't know at the time was that if you switch computers, that 30-day license isn't going to work anymore. So I was back to the 20-minute time, and then it would shut off. So I really couldn't test anything. So I eventually gave up. I removed it completely. So, and then I met Niles, Mr. Odom, and he was in the process of creating Device Interface Manager. So I started working with him on Discord, and within a short period of time, I have basically the entire flight deck set up with MS 2020 and soon to be MS 2024. And I didn't have to spend $1,600 on ProSim. I just had to pay for a PMDG, which was what, 80 bucks? A lot cheaper. And I don't have a yearly subscription that I have to pay to keep ProSim up to date. So that's pretty cool. And that $1,600 can go for any upgrades that I want to do in the flight deck or any maintenance or repairs that have to be done. So that's a pretty penny, especially with the economy that we're in now. So that was a huge plus. The only issue that I'm having is with my flight losing gauges. And I was talking with Pat 738 because he said that somebody had them working with 2020. I couldn't get them working with 2020. I tried Air Manager and I tried G-Step. G-Step tells me they're connected, but I don't get any response out of any of them. So I'll hook up with Pat, give him a little time to rest after his week of world flights, because I'm sure he's exhausted. And we'll get together, and if I can get those working, I'll have PMDG set up the same way I would with ProSim. The only difference is I have to pop out the PMDG glass screens. They're not included with Device Interface Manager. I think it has to do with their licensing and open freeware and whatnot, stuff like that. So that can't be included, is my understanding. It would be nice if Air Manager would come up with these glass screens, because then there would be zero difference between ProSim, PMDG, and Device Interface Manager. None, as far as the interface is concerned. So that's pretty cool. But as far as flying from point A to point B, going from cold and dark to securing on the back end, I have everything that I need with Device Interface Manager to get a ride in, with the exception of the gauges. So once those gauges get connected, which I'm sure they will in 2024, it'll be golden. I'll have the best of both worlds. I could fly 2024 during the day, and I could fly XPlane12 at night. Doesn't get any better than that. And I don't think there are many full flight decks like this that actually can switch between base platforms as easily as I can. So that's pretty cool. Looking forward to the 19th of November, that's for sure. No doubt about it. I still have more videos coming out every morning showing off 2024. I show 2 airports every morning at 7 a.m. showing you what the airport around the area around the airport looks like. I'll go into Indianapolis Center on 124.625, Southwest 203. Good night. Southwest 203, Indianapolis ground, with you, 35,000 inbound Kurtz. Yeah, I forgot who I transferred to already. That's another thing, with the lesion on my brain, stuff like that happens. So, another reason why I really don't want to fly on VATSIM, because if my back bothers me, especially on World Flight, where people are donating money, I don't want to screw around with anybody else's enjoyment or someone doing a flight that's collecting money, you know, real world cash for a charitable donation, and my back starts bothering me, or my breathing, you know, a hacking, coughing fit, you know, something like that. So, one of the reasons why I'll do it this way, and that's why I really like SayIntentions, because it picks up the slack. And it's even good for VATSIM. If you're flying VATSIM in an area where you don't have control, this will pick up the slack. So, when you're in areas of VATSIM, you use VATSIM, you go out of that area, then you can pick up with SayIntentions, and then anywhere you have VATSIM, you just switch back and forth, which is pretty cool. As for me, I'm using SayIntentions AI for my communications between my ride and ATC, and then what you hear here in the background is XATC chatter, and that's real communications between ATC and the aircraft in question, although it is all canned. But what I like about the program is, depending on the frequency that I tune in, I'll get the appropriate chatter. So if I'm on ground, I'll hear ground. If I'm on tower, I'll hear tower. If I'm on departure, it'll all match up with the communication, which is pretty cool. Well, a few individuals have been asking me about 2024, and they keep telling me the only thing missing is the uniform. So I do have one from many, many years ago. I took my uniform shirt out, and believe it or not, it actually still fits. It might be a little snug, but it fits. So I put the shirt. It's just a white shirt that have the buttons up on top, so you can fit the epaulets in there. So I took that out, had my wife iron it. I took the epaulets out from my drawer, I dusted them off. So I put them on the shirt, it's all sitting there, and I figured I'm not going to wear the shirt all that often, if any time after that, because it's not that comfortable. Same thing with the pants and the shoes. That's why I'm in here in shorts. I'm in my garage. I want to be comfortable. But I figured it would be a nice honor for 2024, so I figured my first ride in 2024, once I get everything set up, I'll pop on the shirt at least. I'll be in shorts, no shoes though, but I'll put the shirt on for some of you that wanted to see that. So what are we looking at here? We've got 136 miles, 135 miles to top of descent. And we're just over 300 miles now to Chicago's Midway. We're at 307. So at Kurtz, we should have 13.7 on the fuel. We're 14.4. We should have 11.5 when we get into Midway, unless I can't put her on the ground, or we have to divert. And we're looking pretty good. Pressure's looking good. Temperature's looking fine. Our oil pressure, temperature, quantities all fine. N1, N2, EGT, vibrations. So this has been a great run from the Zibo-Mod, from cold and dark to cruise. I haven't noticed any porpoising effect going on the way up, and we'll check on the way down. So right now it's 7:20. We'll begin our descent at 7:36. So we got another 16 minutes before we decide our descent. And at 7:20, we're due in at 8:09. So, a little ways to go. Yeah, you have no idea. I wish I had a basement, Siberia. Oh, you have no idea. I live in Florida. I'm in Boca Raton, Florida, so we don't have a basement. If I had a basement, I would need a sump pump running all the time. So, even though we're 15 feet above ground level, the water, whatever, they must have underground streams or whatever running through here. Because when I had my pool put in the yard, when they were digging it up, and the ground down here is hard. It's nothing but compacted coral that is just like petrified. When they were trying to dig out my pool with that big claw, he was only able to use one tooth on the far right side and just chip away at it as he was digging down. It's amazing. I'm not worried about my foundation giving way. It is solid. But by the time he got down about 3.5 feet, 4 feet, all of a sudden you started to see the water laying at the bottom. So I would need a pump. But I would love to have a garage. Although I don't think I would put this down there either, because if we got flooded, this thing would be underwater. If I was smart, before I dropped this thing, I should have put down one of those plastic covers. So if we do end up getting crazy rain, which we haven't, I've been here 12 years now, I could just fold the plastic up around the flight deck, and then the water could come all the way up, and it wouldn't matter. But I'm not that brilliant, so I didn't figure that out until just now. And I saw someone else doing it with their car in a parking garage, and I was like, that's an amazing idea. He actually had a sheet of plastic that he put down in his parking space, drove the car over it, and then he picked the plastic up and he tied it into a big bow up on top of the roof of the car. And you could see the water all around the car, and you could see this big bubble where the car was sitting all dry. Pretty cool. So if you're in a flood area, you may want to do that. That was a pretty good idea. I'm surprised my voice is holding up as well as it is. All right, we're coming into range here at Kurtz. What are we looking at? 13.6. We're at 14. So fuel's looking pretty good with 11.4 when we get in. And right now we're looking at just over 100 miles to top of descent. 105. With 276 to go. So we're closing the gap. Southwest 203, we can expect the ILS runway 13 center approach into Midway with the FISSK arrival. Descent in about 20 minutes. All right. So they actually are now giving me what I actually planned in SimBrief. The last few rides that I've done, they were changing my arrival, giving me the same runway. If you're giving me a different runway and a different approach, and I get it, but they're giving me the same runway, but they're just changing my arrival, and there's no reason for it, but they seem to be getting it right now. They're actually following my flight plan, which is pretty cool, because trying to run this just the way they do in the real world, with the exception of the runway, if the runway does change. But it shouldn't, because I try to do these rides just like they did them. Same time, just about. A little behind on this one, though. And let's see, we're coming up to about 100 miles now. We'll be on that arrival chart. 114 miles. That should be coming into range. At 100 miles will be on that chart now. 85 miles top of descent, 257 to go. Oh, we're not fighting a headwind today either. Not bad. Most of my rides usually fight headwinds for some reason. Must be bad at picking rides. Let's see, from Hertz, we're inbound Droz, and that's going to be back to 6 again. Yes. Yes. 13.6, we're at 13.7 right now on the fuel, so we're up a bit. 11.4, and we're back to 6. See, we're not that far out, are we? Yeah, too far out. What do we have? Top of descent in just about 70. Let me grab a quick drink. My mouth is real dry. A lot of talking. At least it hasn't gone yet. I usually get laryngitis if I talk this much, so be right back quick. Mouth gets a little dry. I don't eat or drink in here. Pat does. 738 for those of you that follow his YouTube channel. But he has no problem taking his stuff apart, putting it back together again. He could do it in his sleep. Me, I have a hard time. My hands get a little shaky, so I don't want to take a chance on spilling something in here and then I have to take it apart. Better safe than sorry, as they say. All right, that's an hour from the gate now. 49 minutes from the runway. 58 miles top of descent. 2:29 to go. We're doing about 40 minutes. And that puts us at an hour and 41. We're 1 minute ahead of schedule. So based on what they did in the real world, Southwest 203 did this in the real world in an hour and 42 minutes. So we're a minute ahead of schedule. That should be coming in range. And we're inbound. So let's bring up you. Oh, wrong airport. FISSK 6. See, we're not going to be on that moving map display until we get to Gotney, and we need to be below 18. So what do we have? Top of descent's coming up in 49 miles, so we're good down to 18. We'll get that set. And what we'll do is we'll give them a couple more minutes and then we'll get them back in their seats. Oh yeah, Siberia, you kidding me? I have a whole ton of stuff. Usually it's flight stuff. Gunship 2000 I think is one that comes to mind. What's the other one? Tower. Some ATC stuff, playing the back end of it. I have a whole box about that long with 5 1/4-inch diskettes from way back when. Back when you used to get big books with stuff. I guess ATC isn't on this frequency. Ex-ATC chatter. Let's put that up. I should just leave that up. This way at least we'll get that on comm too. And you're up and you're... Landing, let's see, we got 210 miles to go, so another 40 minutes. Another 39 miles now to top of descent. So we'll be on the ground in about 40 minutes. Longbow Apache 64, I have that one as well. That was a pretty cool helicopter setup. Blowing up tanks and all kinds of stuff on the ground. I remember that one. My first game goes back to the TV with a little Atari and a little ping pong stick going back and forth, watching this little ball go back and forth. That's what my first game was. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Seems like 2 lifetimes ago and then some. Yep, I have a whole bunch of stuff from Jane's. Yeah, I think it was Jane's Apache 64, and then there was Gunship 2000 was another one. Yeah, I remember a long time ago, I saved up and purchased, well, the first computer I purchased was an IBM 8088, and the only reason why I bought that was because it was a good buy. There was a company in Manhattan going out of business, and a friend of mine was security there, and they were just going to throw them out. So he got his hand on a few of them, and I paid $500 for an IBM 88 computer with a monochrome monitor. And it was a desktop. It laid sideways like this way, and the monitor sat right on top, and it had full height drives in it for the 5¼ inch diskette, and next to it had a big black box, and it was a full height hard drive in there. And had a green monochrome screen, and it came with BASIC installed. You had the function keys on the bottom. And I finally went out and I bought DOS 2.0, and that's when I started. Back then, I didn't even know how to turn it on. And then my friend smacked me in the back of the head. He said, "You see that big red button on the side? That's how you turn it." It was a big, I mean, you couldn't miss it. It was probably about that big. Big red button that would flip up and down. And no clue. And I didn't have to do anything on that computer for quite some time. I turn it on, I look at the green screen and see the function keys on the bottom and go, wow, that looks cool. And then I turn it off. I didn't know how to do anything. And then I taught myself DOS. Internal commands, external commands, you know, file tree structure and all that stuff. Then Windows 3.1 eventually came around, and then 95 and so on. That should be coming into range now. So it's under 40 miles now. We'll be on that arrival chart into Chicago. We just won't be on that moving map display because that's not to scale. Trolls, trolley, and then to Gotney. Gotney below 18. What are we looking at? 10 miles? Yeah, let's get them back in their seats now. If we take a look here, let me give you the load. I'm not going to give you the load data sheet. Let me give you, what do I still have this up here? Why are you not popping up here? That's what I want. Can't get that other thing to pop up though. That doesn't want to close. Let's see if I can get in here. And let me give you the CDU. And if we go to the FISSK page, well, let me show you that first here. Oh, actually, you have it. I don't have it. If we take a look on the way in, we have 13 center. And You can see on the landing, and we're on our way down. That's an hour and 8. 13 center from Halley. We're going to track 279, cross Tinley at or above 4, then track 279, expect radar vectors to final approach course. And if we take a look here, here at Tinley, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, right? Tell you that lesion on my brain causes issues sometimes. Radar vector. Okay, so Tinley, and then we're going 279. So I could put in Tinley in here. Tinly. And this is just a visual reference that's going to pop up on my screen. If we go into the plan and come into the legs page, you can see if we zoom in from Tinley, you see that little green skipped bar showing 279. That's just a visual reference for me to let me know that if I wasn't going to run this ride in the real world, you're going to head 279 and then ATC would vector you in. I can even come in and go to the second page if I want and put in KMDW, and we could put in some distance rings if we want, just as some cues. And again, if we come into our legs page, and now you can see we now have distance rings around MDW. All right. So we can get rid of the CDU. And let's come back to, oh, don't need that. So far, I haven't noticed any porpoising effect going on the way down. So let's come back into here. I'm going to put this, we've got 13 center. I'm going to put this in just in case. Just in case the RNAV gives us a little bit of an issue and there's weather. I want to get a couple of rides in here. Let's see. That's going to be 861. 620, and on a miss, climb 11 and right 23, 220, 1099, and 138. That looks good. You're going to need a little drag. All right, let's see. Charlie, we should have 12.8 with 12.8 on the fuel. We're coming down beautifully. The temperature is fine. And 18, then we'll go down to 6. And the only speed restriction we have is all the way down at Hills. Oh, that's not us. We're not even on Hills. We're not going to Hills. We don't have one the whole way down. Pinball? Oh yeah, I play pinball. Oh yeah. I wasn't great at it, but I had fun. Oh yeah. All right, we're good here. And at Gotney, we should have 12.7. We're 12.7 right now. And then we should be popping up on that chart soon, I would think. And we are going 292. And that'll be coming into range. Fuel is right on the money, and we'll have 11.5 when we get in. We've got 125 miles to go. It's been a beautiful ride. Oh, we can continue on down to 6. And do we have a view out that window? If we do, I'll give you a view out that right window. Although you are going to pick up a little bit of the water on the way out, but let's continue down, Johnny. And local pressure. All right, we're on that chart now. And we need to be, yeah, we got a ways to go. Getting ahead of myself here. 292, that's good to be ahead of the aircraft, but not that far ahead. All right, we're holding nice now. Not much to see out that window just yet, so I'll give you that right view once we get down a little bit closer. Hopefully we're going to have a great view into Chicago. And again, for those of you that are just joining us, the night lighting you're going to see down there, that's my night lighting edits. That's not from Laminar. So if you don't like them, that's on me, not them. And actually, I could probably even give you that view. Yeah, Southwest 203 cleared the ILS runway 13, Charlie approach Midway via FISSK 6 arrival. And let me see, I'll give you that view. You should have a view out that window now. Although you're getting the light in here. Let me kill that light. All right, VEC 12.4. We're 12.4, so we're looking pretty good. 24. And we'll go right to 24. All right, we're on to 100 miles to go now. And it looks like we're going to have a pretty good view. A Southwest 203, descend and maintain 13,000. Altimeter 30.28. All right, we'll go to 13. All right, Vic, we're right on the money. Coming down beautifully. Six PC screens. When I run XPlane, well, I run multiple computers when I run XPlane. So each computer runs one screen with the exception of this one that runs the 4. When I run MS 2020, I'll have 7 screens hooked up to one PC. That's in range now. Hopefully those lights will start picking up out that right window. Looks like we're going to have a nice view on the way in. Cool ride. Not noticing any porpoising effect on the way down either. She seems to be rock solid. So we'll see when we start bringing out flaps. That was when I really noticed it. But it seems to have been fixed in the last couple of revisions that have been out. I really haven't noticed it. And we're going to slow to 240. See, we should be heading straight down, so we're going to continue. I don't know why they're late. Oh no, I've had quite a few friends in here. A couple of airline pilots have stopped over. I even had an Airbus driver in here in the left seat. It's 6 and 4. So I set them up to go all the way down to 4. Speed's coming down. Southwest 203, descend and maintain 4,000. We're coming up on 10. Let's kick you up, actually. Contact Chicago approach on 128.2, Southwest 203. Chicago approach, Southwest 203 with you, descending through 10,000 for 4,000 inbound Halley.
Southwest 203, Chicago approach, good evening, Valparaiso, altimeter 30.27.
Now let's see if we get down to 6 at Halley here. Not noticing any porpoising effect going on. Let's have a peek here, shall we? What are we picking up? Just make sure I have the right one. Let's have a look here. That looks good to me. See, she's late. She's off by 1,700 feet from what's programmed. So she's a little behind with this version. Pedals? Oh yeah. Rudder pedals are interconnected like the yokes with the toe brakes. Oh yeah. Alright, so Tinley we need to be at 4. And then we're heading 279. Pretty cool view. See, that camera's out of focus, right? It's one of the things that, and I can't get in there for some reason. Let me have that. Oh, wrong screen. Don't need you anymore. Configure video. And then I can't get into that screen. Can't do it. That I can't do. Oh, Chicago looks nice out there. Yeah, I forgot. I have a camera on the right-hand side here that you're seeing there. I didn't set it up. It's set for autofocus, and I usually lock it into position because it gets screwed up sometimes flying at night. Not sure what to focus on. Same thing with the brightness, and I forgot to do it this time. Now let's see if she's going to start down to 4,000 at this mark. We're just under 50 miles to go now. She's a little late on the way down. So far, no porpoise in effect, but she is a little late from what was programmed. So it's off. And for those of you that may be tuning in, that's my night lighting edits. That's not from Laminar Research. So if you don't like those, that's on me, not them. But if you do like them and want to try them, there's a link down below. But I'm using reshade. Just keep that in mind. All right, she's going to head down now. So she was just late on that one. So far, that is. And we're holding at 26. That's a great view out that right window. Camera's probably not doing it justice because I don't have it set right, that right window. Descend and maintain 2500, Southwest 203. No, we're not doing that. We're going to follow our charts in. They want to play now, and we're not going for that. We're going to follow the procedure. But yeah, I wish I would have set that camera up right. Because now I'm not going to be able to tell. Well, I'll just have to do another ride, that's all. So I get done with this, I'm going to go have lunch and I'll come back and maybe we'll do another run. I don't know why I can't get into that screen though. I can see it, but it's minimized and I just can't pop it up. That stinks. All right, so we got 10 minutes to get in and we'll make it. We're an hour and 32 minutes. Southwest in the real world did this an hour and 42. So we've got 10 to get in. And you want that window shot or you want me to give you back the charts? It's up to you. And in the meantime, let me have the right chart. 13. Y. See, we should be holding at 4,000. We're at 3760. So this version of Zibo-Mod is definitely off. should be popping up on that approach at Tinley. City lights down there look pretty cool. Might be overblown for you guys, but it looks good sitting in the deck. Right to 340 Southwest 203. See, then they think I'm asking a question, that I want that. So it gets a little screwy here. Yeah, it would be nice if I had it set it up the right way. It's a little bit overblown now with the saturation. And I didn't set up the focus either. A little behind the schedule there. You know what? We're going to slow up and enjoy the view here. What are we coming in at? Buck 48. All right, I'm on the approach now. Give me one. And on a mist, we're doing what? 181? Let's go 5. There's our airport out in the distance. You should have a decent view of that. Well, actually you don't, because everything's blown out a little bit too much because of the brightness that's set up on the camera. Sorry about that. We'll go 10 on the flaps. And we got a right-hand turn and we're heading in. And I said we're holding at 26. Right, and 181. Right, straight out, and 181, and we're holding at 26. All right, we're just about outside the arc now. So Zibo-Mod was just a little late there on the way down. Didn't notice any porpoising though, but she's definitely off a little bit. Got to see if he put out another update. If he did, I'll install that update before we go for another ride later today. Definitely going to get another one in. It's going on 1, so I'll go have lunch and then come back another ride in. I left the 335 Southwest 203. We're just going to keep going. Going to follow the charts in. All right, we're inbound Jupiter. Yeah, and then some. Had bulletproof windows put in before we came on this ride. See, she should continue down to 2,000. And we're not going anywhere. All right. My bird, I've got control. My bird. That is one great view. I know the camera on the right really stinks, but sorry about that. Oh, get up, Louis. Get it up. Pay attention. That looks pretty cool. I know you're not getting a good view. Sorry about that. Here's our runway. Yeah, okay. Right to 305, Southwest 203. Yeah, I'm working on it, Louis. It's slow all the way up. See, now they think I'm asking a question that I want that, which I don't. Let's go right to 30. You should not show extended. Going to tower 135.2. Good night. Tower, Southwest 203 with you. Short final 13 center. Continue. Look at those winds pushing. Those winds are pushing. Great view. Wow. Beautiful view. Prepare for landing. Welcome to Chicago. Southwest 203 going to ground 118.075. Good night. Alright, let's stop here for a second now. Alright, that's set. We'll put you on TA. You can go to test. Let's clean this all up. And let me bring up this chart. Well, I hope you enjoyed that ride. Sorry about the view out the right window. I forgot to set. There's always something that I forget. And where are we going? Concourse A? Oh, we're going to B. Concourse B, 25. And where's 25? Oh, right in the corner. Okay. We're right in the corner. Chicago ground Southwest 203 at George, looking to go to gate 25. Yeah, only issues really was a little bit late. What? Push and start? I'm not looking for push and start. All right, we're going to let that just go. We're going to taxi on in. It gets a little mixed up. And once I I'm going to shut this down completely. I'm going to go see if there's another update to, well, not going to do that until I know that there's an update from the mod. See if he's got another one out. This one's definitely off a little bit. So that's an hour and 46. Well, I've been sitting for a minute or two, so we're probably off by a minute or two from the real world ride.
Approaching 3-1 right.
Alright, I'm not seeing any way over here from Tango. They got no markings here on the ground. Alright, let's shut you down. Pick a gate, any gate. Pick a gate, any gate. I'm surprised there's no ground markings there for us to follow Tango over. Interesting. We'll pop right here in the corner. Since there's no room at the end. Could make one of these guys move, but we'll take this spot right here in the corner. All right, let them run around. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, this definitely is something wrong with this. Right? Oh, you didn't start the APU, that's why, you schmuck. You're an idiot. Yeah, alright, be quiet. That was me. Made a mistake. Alright, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that ride. Definitely a few issues going on here with the Zibo-Mod. Not this at the end, that was on me. I didn't start the APU, I'm an idiot. But all in all, this was a pretty good run. I'm going to go see if there's another update to the Zibo. If there is, I'm going to put that in. I'm going to come do another ride after I have lunch, and we'll do a little bit more testing. I'll get this set up at an actual gate here in Chicago and then figure out where we're going to go next. But about an hour, hour and a half ride it's going to be. So, and from gate to gate, 148. So we're 6 minutes late. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I always enjoy the company and the conversation along the way. And I will catch you on my next run, everybody. Take care.